In a small town lived a family, Chika, a hardworking father, and Ngozi, a devoted mother, with their two children, Ada, a curious 8-year-old, and little Nnamdi, who was only 5. Despite the love they had for their children, the pressures of daily life often led to frustration, and it wasn't long before the household's atmosphere became tense. One evening, after a particularly tiring day, Ada came home from school with her homework unfinished. Ada, why is this homework not done? You are so lazy. You never finish what you start. Ngozi snapped. Ada's eyes widened, her confidence shivering under the harsh words. She sat quietly in the corner, feeling the sting of her mother's sharp tone. Nnamdi, who had been playing nearby, tripped over his toy car and spilled his juice all over the rug. Nnamdi, how many times do I have to tell you to be careful? You are always making a mess. You are just a burden. Chika's voice was stern and full of frustration. The evening ended in silence. Chika and Ngozi were exhausted and left the children alone. But deep down, they both felt uneasy. The house no longer felt like the warm, loving place it used to be. Every word they spoke, even in frustration, seemed to drive a wedge between them and their children. The next day, Ada tried to talk to her mother about a problem she was having at school, but as she began to speak, Ngozi, still preoccupied with housework, snapped at her. Why are you always complaining, Ada? Just deal with it like everyone else. Ada closed her mouth, her spirit crushed once more. That night, after the children had gone to bed, Chika and Ngozi sat in the living room, both feeling a deep sense of guilt. Why do I keep speaking to them like that? Chika asked, her voice filled with regret. I want to raise them to be confident and capable, not afraid of making mistakes. Ngozi nodded, eyes downcast. I know, I see Ada withdrawing from me more and more. And Nnamdi, he is becoming so quiet. I don't want to break their spirit, but sometimes I just don't know how to deal with my own frustration. The couple decided to spend much time reflecting on their parenting. They recalled their own childhoods, where they had been spoken to harshly by their parents, and although they never intended to repeat those mistakes, it was easy to fall into the same negative patterns. That night, before going to bed, Ada sat with their children. Ada, Nnamdi, we need to apologize. Ngozi began, her voice gentle. We have been hard on you lately, and we are sorry for the words we have used. We didn't mean to make you feel less than. We love you both so much, and we want you to know that no matter what happens, you are enough. Chika nodded, taking Ada's hand in his. From now on, we will try harder to speak kindly to you, even when we are frustrated. We know you are both learning and growing, and we should be encouraging you, not making you feel bad about yourselves. Ada and Nnamdi exchanged glances, surprised and relieved by their parents' words. For the first time in a while, Ada felt safe enough to speak her mind. I am sorry, Mama, Papa, she whispered. I will try harder at school. Nnamdi, his small face light up with a smile, nodded. I will be careful next time. Over the next few weeks, the family made a conscious effort to change the way they communicated with each other. Instead of resorting to negative words, they learned to express their frustrations in a more positive way. When Ada struggled with her schoolwork, her parents encouraged her to keep trying, praising her for the effort she put in. When Nnamdi made a mess, they patiently cleaned it up together, teaching him how to avoid accidents in the future without making him feel bad. Slowly but surely, their home began to feel like a place of comfort again. Ada became more confident in expressing herself, and Nnamdi started speaking up with more enthusiasm. The atmosphere in the house transformed as their parents spoke to them with more love, patience, and understanding. One evening, as the family sat down to dinner, Ada smiled at her parents. "I am glad you started talking to us like this," she said. "I feel like you really believe in me now." Chika and Ngozi exchanged a look, both grateful for the change in their home. "We have always believed in you, Ada. We just needed to show it," Chike replied. From that moment on, they understood the power of words. Negative words had the ability to break spirits, but positive words could lift and nurture them. They committed to choosing their words carefully, knowing that the future of their children's confidence and self-esteem was in their hands.